Good afternoon, everyone. And for me, it's afternoon, but for my guest, I believe it's morning. And my
Yes.
guest today is Robin Harris, and she's a hypnotherapist. And as you know, spiritual infinity is all about people's spiritual journey. What brought them to where they are today? Because the whole world is being shaken to awaken, for we're spiritual beings with a physical body having a human experience. And a lot of us have been sleeping for a long time and haven't realized that. But the times we're living in, I like to think has been magical, but they are also very trying, very difficult times too. And all of us are trying to find our way. And hopefully, through listening to my podcasts and my guests' journey, their spiritual journey, it will help you out there to understand maybe what you're going through and how you can handle it and realize you're not broke, you're not mad, but you are a powerful being and you're not alone. So, without much ado, I'm going to say welcome to Robin, who's in the USA. She's in Georgia.
Yes.
And it's snowing there at the moment. Is it cold? It's cold.
It actually, we dodged it.
You do.
We dodged it. The sun is shining. It looks beautiful, but it's cold. So I have on my
Yeah.
thick sweater today.
Yeah, in London it was sunny today as well. And my mum said to me, "Is it cold outside?" I said, "Well, it's winter, it's cold, but I didn't really need to wear my gloves. My hands are not that cold. But you're packed for it, you're clothed for it, you've got used to it, and we're in single." So Robin, we're here today for you to share your spiritual journey, where it started, the pain, the anguish you went through, and how spirit guided you, spoke to you, and strengthened you to where you are today.
Okay.
So let's hear the beginning of your journey.
Okay. So the beginning of my story started with being born.
Yes.
My mother had a difficult birth and she almost died.
Oh.
And so I came into the world through a traumatic experience. And she went through some things because I was the ninth child that she wasn't expecting.
Do you know, when people tell me that, I said they didn't have TV in those days, did they?
Yes. Yes. It's 11, 12 years between me and the next sister. And I have siblings that are actually old enough to be parents and a nephew that's older than me. So my mother thought she was done, like done.
Shock.
And yes, and here I came. And then she had a difficult birthing process. And what she told me, she's no longer here. She's on the other side. She told me that I came in frightened, scared, and she noticed it, but she did not know how to make me feel at home in this world. I was afraid of my siblings. I did not want anything to do with those people. I only wanted to deal with my mother and my father. And I think I interpreted it because they were looking at me like, our mom almost died giving birth to this little person. So it took me a little while to warm up to the people in my house. And my father was a preacher.
Okay.
And I was raised in the church. And for the early part of my life, I felt loved, adored, and that's how my family treated me. I got everything I needed from my family. It was like I had 5 parents, 5 sets of parents, 5 fathers, 5 mothers, and everyone poured into me a little differently, kind of like passing the baton. So I had very rich and loving childhood, except for one part, and that was church.
Ooh.
The church that I was raised in was not the best place for me. And that is the experience where I discovered, oh, you're a girl, so God don't love you the same.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
you're a girl, So you can't do these things. Now, I didn't get this from my my home upbringing. I got this in a religious context of
Okay.
what it means to be a woman, what it means to be female.
Okay.
And I was raised in a church where women were to be silent. I say, you know, you can go downstairs and cook the chicken. That's your role. And I'm not saying, you know, I leave it at that because I have church wounds, and I know there are a lot of people that have
Mm.
church wounds. I've got friends that say they're recovering Catholics and different things like that, but I have church wounds. And it's important to understand that we are all individuals, and because I came in with a certain thing to be handled about trust
Mhm.
and about stepping into my power, that the ideal environment for me would be an environment that tells me I'm powerless.
Yeah. Hostile. Yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. Because that's the muscles you have to build. That
Yes,
trust.
yes, yes,
That's into your power. That's what you
yes.
came to build.
I didn't get the racial conversations or anything like that, but I got
Mhm.
the "you're a girl." So
Yeah.
that formed the limits for me.
Mhm.
And somewhere along the line, I decided that that meant I wasn't good enough, even though I got a scholarship and was very academic. Um, bachelor's degree in computer science, analytical,
Ooh.
mathematics. Okay, I can do that. But
Mhm.
that still didn't make me good enough. So I wasn't good enough. And at some point, for some reason, I can't even tell you why, I decided that that meant I wasn't lovable.
Oh.
And I did then decided that I was broken. And this is not anything anybody specifically did to me. This was my reaction to those early messages. I was a child making a decision. Mhm.
And so let me get this correct. In your home, you had all these mothers and fathers that loved you dearly and
Yes,
made you feel important and
yes,
cared for,
yes,
and you know you were loved and cherished. But outside the home, in this
yes.
church, now was it your father's church?
My father was a minister, yes,
In that church that
in that
you
church, yes,
okay, so from that church, spiritually, what he was trying to say, you're a woman, you're inferior, you don't have a say. And as much as you've worked very hard academically to you know, because this is natural for you, and you've done all this analytical, all this masculine, so-called masculine things, computer science and all this thing, you still weren't good enough.
it wasn't good enough.
Okay.
Wasn't good enough. And so we all have a different narrative we can all be born in the same environment,
Mm.
and we're going to react to those messages in a different way. I was the only one that was raised in the church. My other siblings weren't really raised in the church.
Okay.
So, because it was, yeah, they were quite older when my father became a minister.
Mm.
And so I made these decisions, and I also had this feeling that my mother didn't love me. And I went to something called Landmark Forum, and
Uh-huh.
I discovered from that experience that my mother did love me, but her way of expressing that love was through service. My mother never said, "I love you." She wasn't kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy, whatever. My father was. I was like, my father died at 99, and he still referred to me as his baby.
Yeah.
So, but my mother was like strong, and you know, if something was happening with her kids, she would call, "What is it? What's going on? What do you need?"
Mhm.
So, but I needed to hear, "I love you."
Mm.
And from doing the forum, I was able to have a conversation with her.
Mm.
I don't want to cry. And I told her I needed to hear, I love you. And from that conversation, we never parted ways, hung up the phone call. She never left a message without saying, I love you. So my mother died unexpectedly. I was in my 30s, and I kept that phone message for months and months. Because she would always call and tell me what her and my dad were doing. And then the last line before she hung up was, I love you. I love you. Now, imagine the impact of going my whole childhood and adult life thinking my mother didn't love me.
Mm.
I really believe that. Just because she didn't say those words to me, just because she wasn't a touchy-feely person.
Mhm.
But once I realized that, oh, my mother loves through service. When my mother passed, her funeral, her homegoing, there were so many people in the church, and most of them we did not know. That's how she impacted the world, through service. She was a caregiver, not a martyr. She took care of herself. Sassy lady. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we have misunderstandings.
Mhm.
And you have 9 kids, and really, people don't really know. We're not good at parenting. We don't come with manuals.
No,
Every
we
child
don't.
needs to have its own manual, because what you did for child 1 is not going to work. I can guarantee you it's not going to work for child 9.
That's it.
And so in 2008, I went to Interfaith Seminary, and 2 years, and I got ordained. And that was kind of me starting to have the courage to move out of that conversation. I discovered Unity Church and had done some work there, but I was looking for something for myself. So I went to Interfaith. And in my Interfaith, I sat in seminary with, I kid you not, nuns, Muslims, Protestants, witches, goddess worshipers. Where was the whole range? And when I walked into the seminary, because we got together every so often, we had to go to New York, I was like, oh, these are my people. Because we all believed in the God. And we didn't say, you got to believe in it this way or that way, but we all knew God was love. And we could respect. Nobody had to leave their faith to walk that interfaith path. It was a different way of people respecting all roads lead to
The
one place,
creator.
the creator. But I still did not have courage. I still did not have courage. So I've tried to start several businesses and do several things, and all of them hitting walls, hitting walls, hitting walls. My career was going well until, being in the tech industry, I ended up getting laid off. And the whole company got outsourced. I mean, my whole department. I was in compliance and security, that type of stuff. And I was already in seminary school. So it's like, it was like God was like, okay, lining things up.
Mhm.
I didn't know it. I found this school 20 years ago, but you had to be in California to go to it. It's a college for hypnotherapy. So that was out of the question, because I was in Michigan at that time. Because of the pandemic, they bought everything online. So in November, I rediscovered it, and I had a week to get all my financial aid and all this stuff together to get into the school. And I got into the school and loving it. And in December, I was laid off.
Oh, you were laid off from your job, but you were doing this out of school. So it all fitted in.
Yes.
Lovely.
So it's a 1-year program, and it gets intense. And I was like, ooh, I don't know how I would have did that. People that try to do that and have a job, because you have to do like 79 hours of pro bono work with clients, including, and then you have to do the schoolwork.
Mhm.
And I was like, ooh, you've been kind of tough doing this with a job. Oh, okay, I see your spirit. I see how you're working. And but I still don't have courage. And at some point, I got a glimpse. Of what spirit wanted me to do. I was doing EFT. Are you familiar with EFT?
Yes.
I was doing EFT. I was trying to do a demonstration of EFT, and I had my cameraman, videotape, and I was going to teach how to do EFT. And God gave me a glimpse of what he wanted me to do. And I started crying. And my cameraman is like, oh crap, do I stop the camera? Do I keep it rolling? I don't know what to do, because I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh no, it's too big. It's too big. This is too, not me, Lord. No, what are you asking me to do? It's like, oh no. I'm like Jonah. Jonah and the whale. It's like, I'm not going. Okay, you ain't gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna see about that. And Jonah, he didn't want to go to these people and give the word for redemption and help the people, because he wanted them to be he didn't want to do that. And so he was avoiding and end up in the belly of a whale and end up having to go do what he was called to do. So I got laid off, and I was in school, and I'm trying to get back into the job market. And it's like, nope. I'm in my 60s. So, and the job market has changed, and people are losing their jobs because of AI and all this other kind of stuff. So It's like, nope. You're going to have to trust me.
Yes.
You're going to trust me. So I'm going through this right now. This is my faith walk. And I pull an oracle card that says, walk the talk. I got something for you, but you got to walk the talk. And I'm watching myself objectively on the last leg of this journey. And I love Bible stories. I just love them. I've looked at lots of sacred texts, and I love the Hindu pantheon. I love that. I love, Lakshmi and Shiva and Kali. I've had encounters with her, but she's a little tough. But I've had to go that route. But I love the Bible stories. They're so practical, and they're so metaphorical, and they're so powerful. So my experience for my life is coming out of Egypt. Like my whole life.
Coming out of bondage.
And the 40 years in the wilderness, for all those beliefs and that resistance to finally die off.
Yes.
And then now, 40 years in the wilderness. Do you know the promised land? They didn't know what the promised land looked like. They just know promised land. And it's like, well, you don't know what's on the other side of the wall. And I told my husband, I'm so uncomfortable with uncertainty. That's a test for me.
Yeah. That's why one thing you came in for, to trust.
Yes, that's my life lesson.
Yes, the trust. There it
And
is.
yes, and so I have guides, and my guide, I have a transgender guide. She's so cool. I have a team, and they're different races and different things. But the one, Kylie, she's transgender, and she's like, you gotta go around the wall and blow the horn. That's the last piece. Marching around the wall, the Israelites had to march around that wall and blow the horn of truth, blow the horn of surrender, blow the horn of trust.
To bring that barrier down.
And I was like, okay, I see a crack in the wall. Keep marching, keep blowing the horn. And that's the visual I got. Marching, 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 blow the horn, marching, marching. And I was like, God, I need a sign. Because I am a chicken. I'm a chicken. If you were to see a picture of a chicken right next to it, you would see Robin. I'm a chicken. I've been afraid. I came into this world afraid.
Afraid. You said so. You came in afraid, and you are still battling it. And I can understand that. I can understand.
So I'm like, can I have a sign? Because I used to have more visceral spiritual experiences, and my guy says, nope. God said you don't need that anymore. You've had enough miracles, enough encounters. Now you got to trust at a higher level. This is a faith walk.
Let me stop you there. You just said something. Because the Creator said to you, you've had enough miracles, you've had enough encounters. Can you share one or two of your miracles and encounters? Come on.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay. This is what people, because people also are seeing this, and sometimes they happen and we forget. Because even in the Bible, I think was it Solomon, or was it one of the wisest? And at the end, he went a bit. Yeah. He married. He met this woman, and he went against God. But he lived all these miracles. He saw all these encounters, and still. So this is part of us having to remember. So share some of your miracles and encounters with us.
I was 18. I was in my I'm not lovable stage, and I had prepared my first Thanksgiving dinner for a guy. And, Mom, how do I make the dressings? Mom, how do I do the greens? Mom, how do I just made all of this food, and he was a no-show. And I was crushed. And being in a vulnerable state, and I'm not lovable, and I am broken, I contemplated suicide.
Oh.
And a voice says, call Sibby. And I'm like, so I was raised in a church that didn't believe in spiritual gifts or anything, prophecy or anything like that. So these were not things I grew up with. So this was for me kind of like, I didn't question the voice. It didn't seem threatening, but it was rude. Call Sibby. I'm like, I don't know. Why would I have Sibby's number? That is my sister's friend. She's like 20 years older than me. Why would I have her number? Open the drawer, get the phone book, and call Sibby. I opened the trunk. It was a junk drawer. And with one of them old phones where you press it and the top pops up. And I was like, oh, I just happened to have Sibby's number. Okay, I called her. I sat in my bedroom in a rocking chair, and she prayed for me. That was the last time I spoke with her. Suicide intention gone.
Now, you were making your first Thanksgiving dinner, and things weren't going well. Who was it that didn't show up?
A guy I was dating at the time. I thought I was crazy about him.
And so you were making this Thanksgiving dinner. Was the family attending as well?
No, it was just me and him.
And he didn't show up at all.
She didn't show up at all. Yeah. And that rocked my world. And I was already vulnerable, and I was in that I'm not lovable. I'm broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was my first hardcore experience with a spiritual intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Another time, after my mother died, I had come to, and I really think she had something to do with it from the other side, because a lot of my family started having interactions and kind of like spiritual experiences that couldn't be explained. But I had still doing my work, and I came to the conclusion that, oh, not only am I lovable, I'm a queen. Anybody that gets me is getting a prize, a treasure. And this was the summer every guy wanted to marry me. And I had an arrangement with Spirit that if Spirit gave me the thumbs down, I would kick the guy to the curb. And I was kicking guys to the curb. I had wedding rings and, planned in like, nope, 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 nope. And so I said to myself, I need to have a better date prospects. And so I joined the dating service and I paid. And in November, I met this guy. No, in December. December 6th, we had our first date. And basically the guy was like, well, if you're not looking for a husband, it was nice meeting you. And I'm like, who is this guy with this like attitude? And so, we left the date, and I asked my girlfriend, I was like, should I call him again? Because I don't know about him. She's like, girl, go ahead and call that man. So I called him again. And by the December 31st, we were engaged.
Oh, wait, wait, stop. You went out with this guy on December the 6th.
Yes.
And he was telling you, if you're not looking for a husband, because he's serious.
Yeah.
So you called him again. And in that time, how many times did you go out with him before December the 3rd, by the end of December?
Well, it wasn't even 2 weeks, because I'm saying by the December 31st, because we formally announced it to the family in the 31st. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. On my treadmill, no, it was a Nordic track. Doing my Nordic track. And I was like, okay, God, green light, red light. Because I don't know this guy. And he talking about getting married. Green light, red light. I got swooped up into what I feel like is a cosmic womb, where all the nurturance and love and everything I need is present. And what was present is that he's the one. I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? He's the one. My husband and I, we just celebrated 26 years. I love him more today than I could. This man is so perfect for me. So perfect for me. And not only that, how he ended up at the dating service, he was going out he had just got divorced, and he was going out the door in his apartment, and something said, close the door, open the phone book. He's auditory too. Close the door, open the phone book. And he said, open the phone book, and the ad for this particular dating service, it was like, he said it had lights around it. And so he called that day and made an appointment and went down, and that's how he ended up signing up. So he signed up in November. I met him in December. So
oh wait, let's get this right. You met him in December, and in the same December of the same year, at the end of the month, you were announcing you're getting married. Not December the following year.
No. Yes, the December,
December,
the same year.
same month, the same year.
The same year.
Wow. Talk about being swept off your feet.
Yeah. Yeah. And some people were like, you only known him. I was like, God said green light. But my family was like, apparently they all got the memo.
They all got the memo from God.
Yeah, they all got the memo because everybody was down with it. And that following July, we got married 26 years ago.
So you met him in December, and by the following July,
We were married.
You were married.
Yeah.
No messing. He had been married before and
yes,
divorced.
I'd been married before also.
All right, and divorced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So God said, you've had enough in jobs that God would be like, call so-and-so. Call so-and-so. I'm looking, it's like, I was just getting ready to put in a job rec. You want it? Yeah.
And that was 26 years ago, and you're still going strong.
Oh my God, I love my husband. He is such, he's the one for me. And this is what I say, because sometimes when God is bringing something into your life, God, spirit, universe, however you want to, it doesn't have a downside. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's been roses, but the rose bush does have a few thorns on it, but we don't even argue. We don't always agree. But you know how couples have fights and all that? It's like, we disagree. We need to talk. That's okay. But disrespecting one another, calling one another out the names, not talking, and oh no, that doesn't happen in this house.
Lovely.
So when my guy says you've had enough experiences, and I've had more than that, you've had enough experiences. Now it's time for you to trust at a different level. And I asked God, I was like, okay, I can accept that. I'm pouting about it, but I'm going to accept that. Can I have a sign about the business? Because I've tried so many different things, and I'm a chicken.
You're scared. You're scared.
I'm scared.
And you're not, because I'm in the same thing. We're not teenagers anymore. We're not in our 20s. We're not in our, we're older. So we want that stability. We want that reassurance. And, you know, when you're younger, you could take the knocks, drop down and get up, take the knocks, drop down. But we're older now. We don't need all the knocks. We want to plod along and know that we're going somewhere.
Yes. And so I have a guide that I specifically asked for a guide to help me with the marketing, because that's always been a stop for me. And I was like, give me a marketing, because I've tried the Facebook ads and those weren't working for me. And, you know, I've just tried. I'm like this relentless person. I'll try this. This is like nothing's working for me. Give me some kind of sign. Give me some kind of sign. And I had a job interview. It seemed like they interviewed me like 8 times, and it was glowing, and it looked like I was going back to work. And the woman contacted me on a Wednesday, and we were getting my file updated because we were in a new year and they were coming up with new projects. And the next day I get a letter from her that says, urgent, I'm no longer with the company, contact such and such. And so now I'm being put on the, you know, like, and I got a reading. I did a reading with my oracle cards, basically closed door. That door is closed. Can you accept that? Can you accept that door is closed? My little me I call her my sassy little me. She wanted to go back to work. She likes paychecks.
She likes certainty.
She likes certainty.
Yes.
And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, if that door is not open, then show me the door that is. And I come across Podmatch. I signed up and I'm doing the work. Don't make no mistakes. Sister is rolling up her sleeves doing the work. I went through, I contacted people, I updated my webpage and, made sure my messaging was consistent, and I did the work, doing the work. And I signed up for Podmatch less than 2 weeks ago. I have 20 interviews.
People to do podcasts with.
Yes.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah. So I said, okay, it's like, is that a sign? That's a sign.
That's something.
That's a sign.
Something.
And then the cards talked about really what's my ace, what's going to make the difference. And it said collaboration of souls.
Yes.
What are we
Yes.
doing? What are you and I doing?
Yes. And it's so true. You don't walk alone. It is about us coming together and helping one another and seeing how we can encourage and how we can support, and how just by talking you can pick up something, and I will say, well, try it this way, try it that way, because now, and this is why I'm having my podcast, it's opening up the field of
Yes.
endless possibilities.
Yes. Yes. And I saw you are on what's
Substack.
Substack. I was like, okay, I'm gonna check that out too.
I'm on Substack.
Uh-huh.
I have my own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I just want to say for people that you can, at my age, so I had this conversation, so I did my reading, and it tells me, here are my blocks. One of my blocks is I feel like I don't have enough time. I'm in my 60s. I feel like I don't have enough time. It took me too long to really understand where my path was. And Spirit says, stop it.
Yes, stop it. You and I are going to talk afterwards. Stop it. This is your time now.
Yes.
This is
And
your
yes. And then not wanting to be a little controversial, says embrace being a little polarized. I can be polarizing and still love you.
Yes.
I can be polarizing and be respectful.
Yes.
I can be polarizing, edgy.
Yes.
And be kind.
Yes.
But I can speak my truth.
Yes.
And my truth says to me, if you are going to claim to know Christ, let's see the fruits.
Yeah.
Let's see fruits that say, I'm a Christ fruit. I'm a Christ fruit. I'm a Christ fruit. I don't want to see hatred and anger and violence and trampling on others. That's not Christ-like.
No, it's not. It's not. That's not how we're supposed to be living. And the world is being shaken now to awaken, to change their consciousness, to change their perspective, to change their way of thinking. Because the world, and this is why I say it's a magical time, but it's a trying time. And when we understand that we are an extension of the Creator, and the Creator is within us and around and everything, and therefore we're all connected.
Yes. These people really don't get it.
nonsense to the person next door, or you offend the person on the other side of the world, you are offending the person next door and you're offending the person on the other side of the world, because we're all connected.
We're
We're
all
all connected.
connected. We're all connected.
Respect.
We're
and love.
we're a spiritual ecosystem.
Yes, spiritual being with a physical body, have a human experience. We're all connected. A spiritual ecosystem. Yes,
And
because
yeah.
it is love, unconditional love.
yes. 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 And so I'm sort of like, this is my coming out and merging. I always talked this, even in my corporate business life. I always bought that inclusive and inclusive kindness to the plate, to the table. But this is me specifically saying there are universal spiritual principles that go across the traditions. They work for everyone. They don't care whether you're a Christian or if you're a Methodist or a Protestant, or if you're a Buddhist or a Catholic. It doesn't matter, because these are laws that apply to humans.
Yes.
And when we live in alignment with those laws,
Yes.
we are blessed.
Yes.
And when we violate those laws, there are consequences. It's not a punishment. Gravity don't punish you. Gravity is not in the business of punishing you. If you go to the top of a building and you jump off and you don't have a parachute on or something like that, 99.9% of the time, you are leaving this world.
Yep.
It's not punishment.
It's the way it is.
It's the way it is. It's like that, and that's the way it is, right?
Yes.
And so it just makes sense to align with those laws, because we can't skirt around them. We might think we can skirt around them. We might think we can bypass them, but I have this thing, it keeps a ledger, and sooner or later, all balances will be paid.
Hey.
That's not punishment.
No. Can I say something here? You said something very poignant when you said it doesn't care whether you're Catholic, Jewish, Protestant, Buddhist, there are universal laws, laws of the Creator. And you like stories in the Bible. Remember the story of the Good Samaritan?
Yes.
Now, how many religious people passed by?
Yes.
Said they knew God.
Yes.
And they are working for God.
Yes.
And they did nothing. But it was the Good Samaritan that did something.
Yes.
And when you look at those Bible stories, they're telling you something.
Mm-hmm.
You got the different from the Old Testament to the New Testament when Christ came, and there's certain things that changed when he came. And I was looking at something yesterday, and I was saying, oh, right. And I'm reading. And when Christ came, he not only came to awaken us, he came to make us remember. He also came to help us respect the woman. So when you're in the church and the church is saying this, they haven't really understood. So I say it now that not because you go to church and the way it's put over is correct.
Mm-hmm.
When you sincerely want to connect with the Creator, after all, what did Christ do? Christ didn't pray to himself. He said, do as I do. Who did he pray to? He prayed to the Creator.
He said, "Our Father."
So what are we supposed to do? And now in this age, hundreds of years have gone, we're at this age, which is so crucial. We are all an extension of the Creator. We are being shaken to awaken and to realize we're an extension of the Creator, and to realize the Creator is within us and all around us. Sit down and connect and listen. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of us are showing us, like yourself, even myself, my guests, what they went through, and Spirit connected, Spirit's guiding them, listening. And then you have to go within. And yes, although you go within, you still have your ups and downs, fears and whatever. And we need them, but we still have to do the work. Sit and connect. For Christ said, many will come after me and do more. So we weren't the only one. We can do it. It's just that we're so broken. He was less broken. He wasn't broken. You know, he did the work. We can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we do it by listening to his teachings and connecting to the Creator. Remembering the Creator, we must go within.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of religious people, I'm not going to say a lot of religious people, but a significant number of religious people, they have the theology, but
Yes.
they don't have the experience. Yeah. The experience will transform you.
Yes.
But the theology of it will actually turn you into being judgmental and critical.
And this is why we've come in, for the experience. You came in because you needed to change something. You
Yes.
needed to fix those muscles.
Yes.
And you needed to bring them about to strengthen that spirituality that you are, that power that you are, to give more knowledge and understanding to Christ consciousness,
Yes.
to the God within.
Yes.
And when we go through and we look at ourselves and we know the pain that we've been through, then when you're looking at others, you have to realize they're probably going through pain and they don't know, they don't understand, and they're not where you are. And we all have to go through our journey.
Yeah. We're all on a different journey.
And on a different...
We all have a different curriculum. This curriculum is uniquely prescribed to get us to the next level. And in going through my second year for hypnotherapy, we're looking at, it's all the psychology, and we're looking at personality disorders and all trauma. And I just realize how many people are just wounded.
Yes.
Real things happen to them.
Yes.
That wounded them.
Yes.
It's not just they didn't just wake up one day and they were this way. No, there are so many people walking around wounded. I honestly, you know, is it Gabor Matel or something like that? He's a psychologist or something like that. He talks about all humans experience either trauma with a capital T or trauma with a small t.
See,
And a baby, a baby that does not receive proper love and nurturance and a sense of safety, even before it can do language, that leaves an imprint, a wounding that then has to be dealt with later.
yeah, yeah,
And this world, and I have to just trust that the divine design accounts for all of this
mm,
and has a space for all of this to come into a state of grace and healing.
yeah,
But a lot of what's happening in our world is happening because people are being overwhelmed with fear.
yes,
It's very primal.
yes,
People are being made to feel like their survival is truly at stake. And in a
yeah,
sense, it is. And we go into our lowest nature, unless we're very evolved. We
yeah,
go to our lowest nature. And for some of us, that lowest nature is blame, attack, hurt other
yeah,
people.
yeah. And as you say, unless we're evolved spiritually, then we have more tools and understanding.
Yeah.
We don't go that way.
No.
We rise.
Yes.
We rise.
Yes. But most people don't have those tools.
Oh. And
Most
that's
people don't
what
have those
these
tools.
programs and what you're going to do, and what so many of us are now here at this time, and it's not by coincidence, it's by design.
Yes.
That we're here to help our fellow man to understand and to stand and to believe. And this is why I have this platform for all of you to share your journey. This is why I wanted to hear some of your miracles. It shows people that the divine is there, the creator is there, and the creator shows us, but we need to open our eyes and realize it. And when that happens, hold on to it. Don't forget it.
Don't forget it.
And this is why they said to you, you've seen enough.
Yes.
Seen enough, because you've been forgetting. You've been forgetting. You've been forgetting. Remember,
Yes.
never, never alone.
Yes.
And you can always call and hold on, because it's in you. Creator's never left us.
No.
Creator's never ever left us. It's just situations have covered it up.
Yes.
Time for it to now to be exposed, and for us to realize we are powerful.
Yes, we are.
You are a queen.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
You're a queen.
Thank
And
you.
so worthy of respect and love, each and every one of us,
Yes.
because the creator created us in unconditional love. It's a balance.
Yeah. So true. So true.
So Robin, you now doing your hypnotherapy.
Yes.
And what else do you want to do? And are you speaking to people? Are you want to work with people? Your business? How can people contact you if they want to speak to you more? If they want to hear more from you? Come on, tell us. Tell
Okay.
us about.
You can reach me online at 3hellos.com. That's the number 3, the word hellos, HELLOS.com. That's my main website. I'm starting my Substack, and it's Time to Pivot with the number 2. Time to Pivot at substack.com. And how do I work with people? I mostly work one-on-one right now with people. People are wanting to get to the next level, and we have a lot of conditioning that blocks us. Stories, narratives, wounds. And so next level requires us to go through reprogramming the mind and realigning with higher principles.
Yes.
And my thing is about being spiritual and ambitious. You don't have to choose between the two.
No, you don't. You don't.
In fact, my goal is for spiritual people to become more prosperous and more present in the world to influence and contribute to the greater good.
Yes. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Now say that again, because people need to hear that. Because time before, you know, if you were doing something spiritual, mind you, it's not until recently that when you say spirituality, people looked at it being woo-woo. So you stood back, and I was one of those who didn't come out, although everything I do and when I'm working with people was from spirit. And sometimes I say, how did you know that? How did you know that? But because of the time we're now living in, people are stepping back. They are starting to think of God again and realizing there is a power, and mankind has a power, and we need to connect to it, stand up so we can change things. And we start with ourselves.
Yes.
With ourselves, then it has a ripple effect.
Yes.
And we can literally change what is happening on this world. But we need the courage.
Yes.
But before we have the courage, we have to understand who we are and what is standing for us and within us. And when you understand that, you'll have the courage. So, Robin, before we say thank you, leave us with a nugget of 2 of advice for those who are listening, for the journey we're taking.
You are being called. You are being called to play a bigger part in the Creator's grand scheme of things. And to play that role, there are tremendous blessings that come from stepping into that. But there's also a lot of shedding, a lot of unlearning, a lot of healing. This is the work. This is the work. And don't be afraid of doing the work. And don't try to run from the feelings. I say I'm scared. I'm not just saying words. I'm telling you I'm scared. And I'm also willing to surrender my fears and let God take me forward. So you can do the work and you can step into that co-creating. Imagine what that would look like, what it would feel like to consciously co-create with the Creator and with other humans who are co-creating with the Creator.
Yeah.
It just don't get no better.
You're right.
So let's do that.
Robin, thank you so much for those words. And as you said, it doesn't get any better. When you realize you're co-creating with the Creator and others are also co-creating, that's the journey we're on.
Yes.
All of us to connect and co-create. Yes. And as we go along that road, encourage one another.
Yes.
Encourage one another to go within and connect to the power that is already been there. And that's what Jesus said. The power of the heaven is within you. The creator is
Yes.
within you.
Yes.
So for everybody, I say thank you to Robin for joining us today. And for all of those who are listening, thank you so much. And I know you've got lots of nuggets from listening to Robin's story and the things she's gone through and the gift she's been given.
Thank you.
So we need to listen to our gifts as well and remember, because we tend to forget.
Yes.
Remember and have faith.
All right.
So
Thank you.
Robin, thank you.
Thank you. This was
And
a joy.
bye for now. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.